VRChat's virtual market, a location where large corporations, small businesses, and freelancers can promote their product, as well as detailed, well-laid-out settings that grow more expansive by the year. One of my favorite events to go to, even with no intent to buy anything. A place to explore, find hidden lore, and find new creators to obsess over their talents. A place with a dark and terrible secret. Hello there everyone, it's Nuoance. Firstly, I want to apologize if I sound off this video. I've been, as most of you know, extremely ill and my voice hasn't recovered yet fully. If you don't know already, I stream on Twitch and every time the market pops up and I make an effort to check it out on stream with all of you. We had an incredible time earlier this week. It just keeps getting better and better and you can tell the team loves what they do. But here's the thing, I've always had this weird feeling about the market. Things were just slightly moved to the left of normalcy, and with each new market that appears, it becomes more and more distinctive. As usual in these videos, if you're new and don't know what the virtual marketplace is, let me enlighten you real quick. Virtual Market is the largest market festival in virtual space. Visitors can enjoy and purchase a number of displayed 3D avatars and 3D models. The virtual market aims to develop and enrich the virtual space by holding this virtual event. Pretty simply put, it's like a big old bazaar. Models and worlds aren't the only things being sold now too. People showcase their shaders, their gimmicks, and even promote their own content on YouTube, Twitch, or TikTok. From the outside, and even on the inside, the VRChat marketplace is a fun and cool way to find content you weren't aware of. And I've always sung its praises for the easy accessibility and opportunities they give people. But it seems like a certain duo has ulterior motives, a goal in mind that they're trying to achieve. And after going through the newest form of the marketplace, I am now convinced that we're all in danger. To start, let's first take a look at VRChat's goals. The virtual market aims to develop and enrich the virtual space by holding its virtual event. It will continue to be an opportunity to increase people's standard of living by creating an economic sphere in virtual space. The idea of the virtual market is to enrich the VR world and enable people to live virtually. By holding a virtual market, many 3D models will expand into the virtual world, many people will visit the virtual space, and an economic sphere will be built along with them. By creating an economy in virtual space that is so massive that it rivals the physical world, virtual space becomes another reality. People would be able to live freely in one physical reality and a myriad of virtual reality in places, appearances, and jobs of their choice. The role of the virtual market is opportunity. For corporations, exhibiting in virtual market with a visitor base of 1 million in the uncharted territory of the virtual world provides an opportunity to experiment with what value they can provide in the next generation of the internet. Each time the virtual market is held, one of the world's largest market festivals, more and more people come into contact with the virtual world. We hope that one day, everyone can move between the virtual and real space as a matter of course. Another reality that rivals our own physical world, VRChat has become something like that. It was actually thanks to the VRChat's ideologies that I started my series, The Society of VRChat, because we do have our own customs and social norms compared to the waking world outside. But while I talk about what's being developed inside the game, it seems like the author of this is talking about building their own. The creator wants to increase people's standards of living and give people a chance to live freely in their world compared to the real one. Idealistically, this is a fantastic goal, but just like all theoretical utopias, there is a catch. By holding a virtual market, creators will be able to work under a deadline. This improves their motivation to increase their work and provide an opportunity to present their works. Naturally, for any kind of showcase, the product would have to be done before you could sell it, but this isn't the real purpose. They need these models. Let's backtrack for a moment and look at the descriptors for each virtual marketplace so far. The first one is empty, silent. Nothing to be said, minus the dates and sponsorships. There is no life to it. But then, we get to VRChat 2, and things start to change.
I still remember the first time I've put on my VR headset and feeling the heartbeat in another body of mine, along with everyone living in the virtual world. The future where we do what we love, in a place where we want to be, with the body we want to dress in, the future where we live the virtual life is right around the corner. Here's hoping what you experience in Virtual Market is a wonderful one. One which each of us will feel the future we imagine in our hearts. Hey! I've heard there are folks living inside virtual reality. Going by names we weren't born with 3D models as our flesh. Meeting people, playing, working, or even sleeping inside cyberspace. When you hear that, you might think we're talking about a science fiction novel or movie. But actually, it's something that's happening for real. Those people are already among us. And I, too, am one of the citizens of virtual reality. In the near future, people will spend their day inside the virtual world with their own names, body, and connections to society. VR will go beyond the realm of tech gizmos and game devices, and will become our means to access another reality. We are sure that you'll have a glimpse of what the future has to offer when you step into the world of pure passion created by our fellow VR residents. With the advancements in VR/AR along with LOT and 5G network connections, the worlds we live in will become more online than ever before. A society where the physical world and the virtual world coexist para-real and people hopping from world to world. Such para-real worlds might not be too far away. Let us begin our journey to the future, starting from the capital of Japan, Tokyo, or how it's represented in the virtual world in our para-real Tokyo. In a virtual world, we can meet face-to-face with people from anywhere and visit any place in an instant. The virtual world is a world of the essence as if it has no concept of distance. The place I've never been, people I've never met, there are always new encounters right next to us. All we need is a chance to take a step forward. Virtual Market 5 will be held on a global stage. Now, let's go to the other side.
Looking at each market descriptor in order, we get a story. Someone was unhappy with their real life and wanted to get away from it. They struggled with the stresses and expectations that our world has for us, and found solace in the virtual one. From the moment their headset first went on, they realized there was so much more to our developing world inside VR, and felt a powerful connection. They saw how everything around them was alive, and became hopeful that this future was much brighter than the previous one. Jumping forward, they have started to spend their life in VR, living every waking moment in the data, and finding others to do the same as them. They've built their own community and renounced their physical body for the much more pleasing digital one. They run this community and are constantly reaching out to pull more people into their self-made utopia. Having the body you want, the life you want, the friendships and love that you've always dreamed of seems like it's too good to be true, yet here they are waiting and promising it could all be yours for a simple fee of becoming a citizen. Shortly after, they start replicating the human world as a way to bring some normalcy into their lives with Para-Real Tokyo. They're laying low, preparing the next big step in their development where the virtual world isn't just a small gathering of people, but a whole new society with rules and regulations just like our regular one. But they know that their reach wasn't big enough. They needed to go global. They promoted more, made worlds and locations more appealing and fun with hidden stories and small puzzles to keep you excited. No longer was it just showcasing people's creations, but now a whole production of entertainment. The author is VRChat 01, the first mascot of the Virtual Market series. She no longer is just living in the virtual world, but running at full speed, with her ideals posted all over the walls. She has full control over her domain, and is making sure to provide us with just enough entertainment that we stay interested in whatever she has cooking. And this may not be a meal you want to take a bite of. Zero1 has been building a new world with many different locations reflecting ones in our reality, such as Tokyo, as well as places that reality could never obtain, like an underwater wonderland. With each installment, the worlds grow more complex with stories of their own, instead of a placeholder for stuff to sell. In VRChat 5, we had a jewel thief whose singular goal was to take some giant treasure. In VRChat 4, there was a locked door unable to be accessed naturally by regular guests. But what's the point in having them? The only puzzle I've seemingly solved was during 5, where the two gangs were fighting over some missing key. Zero1 is testing us, seeing what our dedication is to the love of VR, and it is shown more clearly in the new VRChat Academy. Instead of this complex hidden backstory, she took matters into her own hands and have made the ease of the hunt much more obtainable by natural means. In both instances of the world, my friend and I were able to find all 7 mysteries of the school with little hunting. This academy is singularly the most damning piece of evidence I have of what she is trying to do, not only to make the world her own, but take over ours and turn it into the lesser one. This can be seen when you look at the core, the central place for all VRChat actions, which shows a world that looks strikingly similar to Earth, blown to shatters, with a digital one hidden inside. Earlier in the video, I spoke about how Zero1 needed talented creators to promote their stuff through the marketplace, just as much and probably more than they needed her. She set a deadline to, in her exact words, provide motivation to the creators. But why? Why was Zero1 so interested, if she wanted to make a reality of her own, in a marketplace? Was it just the most convenient way to gain attention, show people that they have a spot to promote their content, or does it run deeper than that? Returning to VRChat 2's information, Zero1 explains in the moment that her previous self put on the headset, she could feel her heartbeat in a new body, and the new heartbeats of others around her. It's a common understanding that inside VRChat, you need an avatar to wear when playing the game. Even if you don't have one, there is a default look that you are given. But of course, nobody wants to just look like a default gray robot. They want to be unique. And with time, as more people are interested in the virtual world, they're going to want to be unique as well. I talk about this in a previous video, about the pros and cons of having avatars that reflect a perfect beauty standard, and how some people it becomes an unhealthy obsession. You all know me as Nuoance, and this body is a body I do recognize myself in. This isn't just my avatar, it's me. Some players go around in public avatars that they've connected with and claim it as theirs. But on the negative side of that, there are people who try to never leave VR because of the loathing they have for who they are in real life and what they look like. I've had plenty of people comment or message me about this problem, and honestly, I don't know the best way to deal with such a dampering issue. Zero1 may have been someone like this, who seems to have hated who they used to be, or at the very least loves the new them much more than the old one. They want to be able to take people away from their horrible overworld life and show them the new way of living. But the very first step you have to take is finding that identity that makes you feel you. Sure, maybe Zero1 could have hosted a group event or game worlds or whatever, but the marketplace was important to showcase the many different looks to potential new citizens. Show them that they can become cute waifu they've always wanted to be, or a furry, or even a mech. On the surface, it's admirable. A safe space is important for those who need it, and Zero1 could create one for everyone. That's all the better. But just like the Death Note, sometimes your visions start to warp when you're obsessed a little too much. Who knows what triggered it, but while Zero1's very strange and ambitious goal grew, it also became more controlling. At first, she saw herself only as a citizen like the rest of those she saved. But now she's claimed ownership, calling it our Tokyo. This is her reality, and she is lord of it all. The Academy showcases her need for control best, as she was the one who orchestrated the entire mystery and comes out on top to show that she was the student president. And this came out as very odd to me for one specific reason. We haven't spoken about the second mascot, Zero2, yet, but she is around vaguely through different maps. My question is, why couldn't Zero2 have been the character to tell you about the mysteries of the school? And, well, the answer is quite simple. It's because Zero1 is too hungry for control. She knows the best way to get new bodies to join her world, and she won't allow even her own teammates ruin the chances. Zero1's need for everything to go exactly as planned is so overwhelming that she stands in front of each hidden mystery and practically points you in the direction you have to go. In no other marketplace have we had this much control taken away. Easily one of the other kids in the school, or as previously stated, Zero2 could have given us these hints. You could see in some of my stream clips, I'm obviously uncomfortable around Zero2 while I'm in the city, as she opens up stating that it was good to see us again, and if we walked away from her, she'd run over and tell us how much she missed us. She's like an overly eager puppy who can't stand being away from us for too long. She has very direct orders on what she must say and do to keep the illusion up, but as time goes on, you can see the small cracks of someone who may be obsessed with either us in general, or just the thought of dragging us to their world. Another really interesting factor is the illusion of making the virtual world similar to our own in these more adventurous areas has slowly started to deteriorate. There was never any kind of misleading information that Zero1 or Zero2 gave to insist that this was a reality. But inside the academy, it was noticed that the entire world was built like it was inside a computer, not an actual school. Both girls are embracing their digital side and getting us more used to their setting of choice compared to our bustling cities and quiet streets. The final part to the academy is the fact that at the end, you must dance with the spirits to close out the experience. Who are these spirits, and if Zero1 made them up like she claims to, how are they still here? Simply put, these are the spirits of those who have given their flesh to become a citizen of their virtual reality. These are the ones who have yet to find a body, and maybe they can't. Maybe it's too late for them. Stuck forever floating in limbo, as they cast away their shell too soon. Finally, I want to go over both VRChat chans. Who are they? We know some of how Zero1 came to be, but what about Zero2? For now, this is the information I don't have, and maybe digging further beyond is the answer, hidden in plain sight. But are they safe? Are we, the players, the consumers, and creators in any danger? Well, I don't think we're in direct danger. I believe these two are waiting for our subjugation to join their cause. When entering the parareal Akibara, Zero2 greets you with the request to join you on the trip. I've already stated what she'll do when you accept, but when you decline, she loses that puppy dog feel and just replies with, I see. That's another choice on its own too, with emphasis on the word choice. In English, most things in quotations that aren't meant to be quotes are usually used as a way to speak with sarcasm or ironically. Many key words throughout the speech and messages from both Zero1 and Zero2 have these marks at awkward times, like calling the marketplace not an opportunity, but an opportunity. It naturally makes the reader question why it was written that way, and this is done frequently between both girls. While Zero1 is showing signs of becoming almost like a dictator who must do everything in her power to keep control, Zero2 seems to be more attached to us as a person instead of another one to the ranks. She wants to know what we're doing and not leave our side for even a second. If you take too long to go to an area she's pointed out, she'll come running back, ready to follow your every whim and make sure to get your input at every stop you take. Together they make a terrifying team, as one wants to know what you're doing and the other one wants to tell you what you're doing. They've been staying under the radar with their true intentions for too long now, and it is time for us to wake up and realize what they're doing. I can promise you, my viewers, I will continue to dive deep into this dangerous Lord undercover, starting with the significance of the core and oh shit! Hey there all, it's Nuoance. I hope you enjoyed this video and I thought it'd be a fun one to cover and see where the story takes us. If you'd like more something like this, just let me know in the comments. The virtual marketplace is a fun experience that everyone should try at least once, especially since there are Quest-compatible worlds for you to try out if accessibility is a problem. I always like to make videos relating to the market, but they always don't do well, so since I had this headcanon for a while, and VRChat 6 kinda made it stronger, I decided to roll with it. Just in case somehow it gets lost in translation, because I've been on TikTok too long and people love to make an egg salad out of uncooked eggs, I do not think that the VTuber who is VRChat01 or VRChat02 are actually bad people. The entire video was purely for my own enjoyment, and perhaps the enjoyment of yours as well. Please don't go around screaming to the world that I think that VRChat-chan is over-controlling or obsessive, because minus in-game content, I've never actually met the one who actually uses her model, so I have no judgment on their person. I just think it's funny how you could build this whole horror-esque lore out of what we get out of the characters, and I'm not sure if that's on purpose or not, but I kinda hope it is. Realistically, thank you to all of those involved with the marketplace and for what you've done to give us an enjoyable experience. I'm sure a ton of people are going to hate me for this, but if someone part of the marketplace ends up watching this, you ever thought about hosting around Halloween? Spookyality creators may commit murder, but hey, part of the spirit is scary. Real talk, this last marketplace, specifically inside the academy and parallel locations, gave me a sense of unease that I probably just put upon myself, but a VRChat horror map could be fun to do. Just please, no jump scares that cover your screen. They're tacky and I wouldn't be able to play. If you haven't yet though, check out the markets, if just to look around and enjoy yourselves. Thank you all once again for all the time you put into watching my content, and thank you to all my friends who helped me out being VChan. As usual, make sure to drink your water, eat your broccoli, and have a fantastic day. See y'all in the next video.